Yes, we are live now.
Okay. Hello, good evening, all of you. Once again, we are back on this amazing platform of IIU to share knowledge and take knowledge. So we all know and we have been hearing about IIU, but let me introduce about IIU. IIU is International Internship University, a leading virtual education system and global brand confederation, which is the most valuable and trusted worldwide and well reputed, delivering innovative programs. Globally, it's a trusted name for quality training programs and is committed to providing better and virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. IIU is metaphorizing the conventional education system by cutting down the additional costs and providing access to more than 1,000 plus courses and internships to their e-learners across the globe with the help of its 1,000 plus global educators. In a short span of time, IIU has spread its wings in 195 countries and 6 continents under the strong leadership of its visionary founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit. So that is the amazing walk and the genre of IIU University. Now, coming back about me, I just want to say a few things which is actually going to go with the today's session. So I am Professor Rachana Chakraborty, educationist with 26 years of teaching experience, right now the Deputy Chief Moderator for Maharashtra State Board, and have taught and mentored more than 3,000 plus students across the globe, an author, poet, and an international speaker. Also authored books, several books, which is available in Amazon and Flipkart, co-authored activity books for the Maharashtra State Board, and of course, a organization of which I am the founder and the chief mentor of CWMA and CVMD. So coming back to my topic today, it's a very, very important topic which we are going to discuss today. That is the body and the mind connect. So at the very onset, I just want to say one thing right now, the present moment, which we are here. It's because a body and a mind is getting connected together. That is why we are sitting peacefully and listening. Those of who are watching us live, this is the main reason. Because of our body and the mind connect, we are able to be connected together. So at this very onset, this topic right now is really very important because there are certain situations which when we don't accept, it becomes really difficult to understand the situations. Why we are facing this disconnection or the connection which is breaking out nowadays, because we are not able to unite and collaborate all the bondings together. So for this, it is very, very important to have the body and the mind connect. A simple example can prove this. We know that if you have a cut in the finger or in the arm or in the hand, it is very easy to diagnose. And then we can go for the treatment. And we exactly know what caused it, how did you get that cut, and obviously, again, when we go for certain health conditions, which are obviously not clear often in many a times, there are many such health conditions which you don't know, but the cut, which you can see physically, the blood oozing out, you know why that has been happening or why that has happened to you. But there are certain medical conditions which you really don't know. For example, your heart diseases, the brain diseases, why is it happening? So often these health conditions we know has a deep connection between the body and the mind. For example, a heart disease. It can be because of many lifestyle factors which contribute to our heart disease. Maybe this includes smoking for some, for poor diet and lack of exercise. These can be certain reasons for the heart disease. Of course, the researchers are moving more and more ahead. It's a vast knowledge. And talking about science, a little bit of knowledge, we know that neuroendocrinology has also talked about the presence. This is a reference from the science. When we talk about the neurology in our brain, the neuropeptides, which actually means the neuro because they are in the brain, and peptides because they are the proteins. So basically, these molecules were the molecules of emotion, as it is said by the scientists. So now we get to know that there are many such molecules like oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, and hundreds of other molecules that mediates about what is happening in a mind that connects to a biology through these molecules. So what we see is that there is a connection between what happens in this ephemeral RAM, which we call our brain, this ephemeral RAM, that we call the consciousness, and the biology, that is just a shift which is very, very immediate. Now, to prove this, what I said just now, just imagine, just come a little bit away from it. If I give you a bad news and you are totally down, of course, right? When I tell you a bad news or break out a bad news, and then suddenly I said, oh no, that's not true. It was actually a good news. I wanted to say this news. This was something not for you. So quickly your biology is shifted. So our thoughts and emotion can create stress, and these contribute to the illness, and it has been proved scientifically. How can we embrace the present situation, the poor thoughts, the emotions which create the stress and finally contributes to the illness? How embracing the present moment, the mindfulness can always elevate all these negative effects. Through our mindfulness and our continuous work on that project can elevate all the negative effects and turn into positivity. So we all need to understand that the mind and the body is connected. Our body reacts as per the mind is giving the information. Of course, we have heard about stress and how stress affects the health. Stress causes biological response, which is known as a fight or maybe a flight. You can either confront a threat or you can avoid it, just taking a big flight. You can either be into that or experience the physical problems which comes one after the other. That's basically a very, very simple explanation. The stress response is triggered in a fight or a flight. It is a complex mix of physical and mental emotional reactions. So just imagine if you had to give a big presentation in your class and you're preparing for it, but your mind is totally in tension. You might have prepared all the presentations very properly, but when it is the time to present, you are fumbling. Your mind does not allow you to speak properly. Your presentation is top number one. You have made it amazingly well with a lot of graphics and a lot of art in it. Everything is perfect. But what is it that is stopping you? What is it that is not allowing you to speak? It's your mind. Your mind is stopping you. That is not allowing you to present it properly. So as a result, a huge and a big presentation, which is so very nicely put up together, made together properly, gets failed because of your stress. Your stress level also shows I remember when my students are going for their competitions, elocution, when they have to stand. Being an educationist for quite 2 decades now, I have been training the students to, to face the stage fear. So when they stand on the stage, they are ready with their speech, they're ready with their topic, what they have to speak about. But as soon as the stage comes, the mic comes, there is this fear and the stress, and it's a total blank out. So this stress response happens frequently. We need to, completely use our brain in such a way. It is completely helping our brain to fight all these reasons. Take a real flight. We need to avoid it by taking a real flight. Go to the other way. Don't imagine people sitting right in front of you. And when you do that, when you just imagine in certain situations, when you're taking your rehearsals at in your home place or in your workplace, so at that times, imagine that you are saying it in front of hundreds of people. And when you do that, when you imagine, your body too reacts in that way. So the stress does not remain in your body. Sometimes it happens frequently, one after the other, and it can be triggered by more common day-to-day experiences. Maybe a lot of overwork you are doing, overtime type of stress, which is called a chronic stress. It comes together, you're worried, you're all the time in tension that how will your work give you that status. So as a result, you have this state of mind. You need to remember, whenever you are in this five state of mind, then you might be facing this stress. And as a result, your presentation goes hayward. First, you feel very tired or very angry. Secondly, you are unfocused. Thirdly, severe headaches. You get severe headaches. Fourth, not sleeping well. You are not having good sleep. And last but not the least, feeling very sad or anxious about your situation. These are all the signs that stress may be working in your body over time. So we need this to be sorted out first. You need to manifest. Basically, manifestation is very, very important. What you do today is the manifestation of yesterday. You might have manifested that today your day will be going one by one, step by step, very perfectly fine. You got up early morning, perfectly fine. But then, as soon as you remember that today is your presentation day, suddenly you start shaking, your hands sweating, or you are sweating, you drink a lot of water, you go to the washroom. So these creates your body in problem. So if your mind takes it in a different way, that yes, today is going to be my best day, and you just go out of the house with a happy mind that I will give my best no matter what is the result. And then when you go up to the stage and say, you will be saying it very, very pleasantly from your heart, feeling it. So this will not be affecting your body. Your mind tells what your body should behave. There are a number of things which you can do to put the mind body connection to work for you. For example, by reducing the stress, you can counteract some of its harmful effects on your body. With the mind body exercise, you can have, of course, the yoga is the best way to create a contract between the mind and the body so that your mind and the body gets connected. You can also help better control of your anxiety and your pain, some activities which can rejuvenate your energy, your mood, or find happiness and compassion. Overall, do something which pleases you, which keeps you happy. It is not necessary that your happiness will be the same as the other's happiness. You might want to do something very weird. It's okay. Do that so that your next coming up work which you will be facing is very, very poised, very concise, and you are happily doing that. But if you are in stress, if somebody is continuously nagging you that you have to win, you have to be on that topmost level, then surely it's going to break down. I remember when I converse with my students, especially the backbenchers, this is very, very important. When we talk with our backbenchers, we need to understand their emotions. They are the neglected ones in the classroom. They are the ones who have been avoided by most of the teachers. They just let them as if they don't exist. Now, when you talk to such students, they're already the neglected lot. How do you need to talk to them? You need to talk in their connection, wherein their mind will get connected with you and their body will behave as you want. In several such situations, I had felt that when I talked to such students, they behaved in a better way. But they could not bring that connection with the other teachers, which of course is wrong. You have to give the same amount of respect to every teacher in the institution. No one demands more or no one demands less. But yes, there is a point where you have to get connected with their minds. These are the students where they have their problems and they have shelled themselves. They have all the time been kept in the backbench. So this topic, mind-body connection, is important from the teacher's point of view, from the student's point of view, from the work point of view, whichever point of view you consider, the mind-body connection is an impactful topic. And it's very complex though, but it is very easy to understand. You just need to give a comfort in your mind. And what does comfort your mind? No need to go into the technicalities of the science. When we go deeper, as I told earlier in my speech about the neuro thing, which is very, very important. But yes, we know about the neuropeptides, which is there, the oxytocin, the dopamine, the serotonin, which are the molecules which connects you with all those things, which all the time is working in our body. But we need not go into such technicalities. Just understand the simple logic that if your mind is getting connected with somebody, then your body too reacts in that way. So your body language changes immediately if your mind is connected. So first try to change the mind's setup. So the manifestation of the mind brings a holistic change in the body. So first try to train your mind and do the things which your mind wants. Never go against what your mind wants. So as a teacher, now talking from a teacher's point of view, how does a teacher get connected to a child? Because that is very important right now when we are talking about the any type of education patterns which we are following right now in the NEP. We need to get connected with this child. In order to teach a child, if you're not connected with the child, connection does not mean giving a big, huge hug all the time or, holding the hand all the time. It's not necessary all the time. You need to understand what the child wants to hear, in which tone, which voice, what is the child's expectation. We need to understand, because I have heard teachers talking to me when I go for the counseling sessions with the teachers. The teachers tell me that why we should listen to what the child wants. They should try to listen to what we want. Yes, to some extent, it is their point of view. When we talk about from their point of view, the body-mind connection, they also try to understand, but certain children are totally different. And we need to understand that these children, we have to work as per their voice tone. So when we speak to them, their mind automatically opens up. There are certain things where the mind blocks automatically if you use certain words, certain phrases. So these phrases breaks up their body connections. And this makes them behave in an absurd way in the class. The child might be distracted in your lecture. The child might want to stand up, drink water or take out the tiffin box in between the lecture and start eating something, because the child is completely disconnected in that situation. You cannot say that the child is mad or the child has gone hayward. So the child is behaving. We need to understand that the child needs some space right now. So we need to speak. Normally, what I do, this is for all the teachers, I just want to share. Normally, in such a situation, when I see my students becoming little fidgety, a little disturbing, they want to look here and there. After 15 minutes of the lecture, the children's brain are very, very active. The neurons in the brain are very active. They are always active with something which interests them. So what do I do normally after 15 minutes of my teaching? I bring in 5 minutes of lighter moments of teaching. I talk about the movies which are related to the topic which I am doing. For example, I am a language teacher. So talking to them the importance of language, to know the importance of language, I speak about any movies randomly, whether they exist or not. And students really love that. They love to know more about the movies rather than what is there in the textbook. They would not prefer to listen what is there in the curriculum based. Rather, they would, if you just tell them that, I would like to share now something from my own life. During my school days, what I used to do in my English lecture, when my English teacher, Mrs. Matthews, used to enter the class. And then you see the change in the student's mind. A sparkling change comes automatically. They love to listen. So that is where the mind is getting connected. And your body reacts. The body is listening. It is in that posture with that deep respect. They will fold their arms and gape at you and start listening to you. So there, the silence again prevails in the class. I remember teaching in classes where there are 120 students, where there are and there is one teacher without a microphone and 120 students when you're speaking without mic. Can you imagine how the sound reaches? But I have seen students coming down near my table. They just run to listen. The last benches, if they're not able to listen, they just come down. They sit down there and looking at me that, yes, ma'am, tell what happened in your college, in your school days. What did your English teacher do? So they are so very, very silent in the class to listen what my English teacher said. So just sipping some points from here and there about my experience as with my English teacher. I quickly come back to the topic, and then you will see a little change. They are again taken back. They're disconnected again. So what happens is that, but in that process, some more students are added into that connectivity list. So you have that continuous tug of war between the mind body connect. The children are also trying, you are also trying to get their mind and the body connected in one place so that what we teach them goes directly inside. Many a times I have seen teachers giving notes. They dictate the notes in the class, which is actually not useful at all. What I normally do in my grammar lecture, I just tell them, if you like what I am saying, just jot down those points. There are no notes, because the notes you can find it randomly nowadays. There is Google. Just Google out if you want to fill your books with notes, fill it up randomly. Everywhere there are notes. So the students like it. Who wants to write in a class? Of course, they are very happy. They just write down pointers. They just write down with asterisk marks. So the connectivity in the class is built in with the help of the mind. So you need to train and know the mind, what the mind requires. So that does not give them a stress. If you tell them, children, take out your notebook and your pencil, today I'm going to give you notes. So what is their attitude? Hardly 10% in that also, I think it's maximum, which I'm saying. 10% of the students will write down what you are saying. And believe me or not, just stick around and see It is true. If you are telling them you're going to dictate notes, if you just tell them, I'm going to give you points, then they will write it down instantly. I'll just give you 3 points to write down. They will write it down. I will just give you one example on the board. You have to listen to it. They will listen to you. But if you just keep on dictating notes or writing notes in the blackboard, they will just write it, but they will never understand. And these topics will always remain a matter of doubt, a matter of confusion, a matter where they will never be able to open up. So it's very important to make the topics clearer to them. Then they can open up. So it is again about the mind and the body connection. So you need to build a positive mind body connection. For example, as I told you, one very important thing, your meditation works a lot. Your movement of the brain and the soul, you start with your inhaling and exhaling process and meditate. Close your eyes. Try to see the inner light which is there inside you. That is one practice, very important. And then you can do some very mild yogas, which will help you to focus on what you are doing. Then take a therapy that uses sensors attached to a body to measure the key body functions. It can help you to learn about your body, how the body reacts. Then again, you can have a progressive relaxation, a technique where you can concentrate on tightening. You can relax with a mental relaxation. Go to a place which relaxes your body completely. Maybe a park which gives a open park where there is greenery all around. You can just run around in the park or play in the swings. Oftenly nowadays, we find when we talk about in the teachers' conferences and meetings about the mind body connection, the teachers have actually forgotten to take or to talk to the students in, away from the books. We are so much focused with the curriculum and how to finish the portion that most of the time we do not allow the child to play. Certain schools do not have the infrastructure to allow the children to play. So, in that situation, also, there is a solution. Every situation, there is a solution to give the child a better atmosphere to grow up so that they can flourish and they can flutter their wings. So, in that situation, what do we need to do? We need to have some games which you can give it on the spot in the table, wherein they will be able to make it on the spot. For example, building blocks. So the building blocks will help them to structure their brain, how to use which blocks. There are several blocks in the market. Just give it to them. Let them make one on top of the other to shape them up. See, one lecture, if we can give the child to develop their brain, it is going to help them. Or play the scramble, the word game, make words. Ask them to make several number of words except the nouns. So tell them to make adjectives with the word game. Give them the word puzzle. Make adjectives out of it. So there will be a lot of learning students will be using. They might copy, they might take out the dictionary, they might do anything. So, in the long run, you're teaching your children how to be fluent with your words, with your vocabularies. Otherwise, this child would have never opened the book. Of course, the intelligence are always intelligent, they always enjoy. So, that's a different thing. But these children who are going beyond, falling down in their grades, this is because they are overstressed. They are not enjoying the process of learning. So we need to make learning an enjoying process because enjoyment comes only with activities. Make them fill a bucket, a pot of water and ask them to walk in the in class outside the classroom. So say that if a drop falls down, then you will be punished, or maybe you will get extra homework. And if you do not drop it, maybe I'll not give you any homework. So you can do it in that way. So this child's focus is now in that bowl, which is completely to the brim filled with water. So he will try to keep that bowl of water completely intact, or try certain means which will keep the bowl completely filled with water. So his brain is working. So when your mind is working, your brain, your body gets connected. You will behave as your mind tells you. Your mind tells you to do the things. You might be in several trauma, in several problem. So you feel the pain only when it comes to your mind. But if that somebody whom you trust tells you that nothing is going to happen to you, then you feel that yes, I'm perfectly fine. Nothing will happen to me. In spite of having several lot of problems with the diseases, maybe your thyroid disease, your blood pressure, your diabetes. These are the diseases which are caused because of your being not mindfulness. You're diabetic. Why does your diabetic increase? We know that. We have read several times, and even the doctors tell that it is because of your stress level. You need to make this is as a complete process. You need to understand that if your mind is completely blocking your progress, you have to come out of it. You have to talk to persons who are giving you positive relaxation. A progressive relaxation is a technique where you are concentrating on tightening and then relaxing of the various muscle groups. So this can be with the breathing process and the deep sense of this physical process. You need to have a mentor, of course, to do it properly in your home. And again, the meditation, something when you can do when you have time, you just need to focus on it, and your attention, you have to give your attention to it. Just calm down for a little second and understand what is happening to you all the time. Problem starts to arise when we face the chronic stress. So basically, our body often activates a fight, flight, and freeze response. So this can happen either because we are in stressful situations, or because we perceive the situations as stressful. So if you perceive it prior that this situation is very stressful for you, for example, for me, when I talk about the money matters, it's very stressful. I really don't understand. It's very complicated, especially going to a bank. I really find it very, very complicated. But this is again in the mind. The mind is not getting connected. As a result, the stress comes in. And for that reason, the body does not allow me to go to a bank. So it is a very, very difficult situation for me. I have been trying to rule this out, though for quite some time, but it is little difficult for me to understand the money matters when we are in that situation where the mind there is a blockade. Many people have tried to make me understand in simpler terms, especially the bond, buying the bond, mutual bond, and all this. So they approach me, even my students, they try that, ma'am, it's nothing difficult. But the mind has been blocked. So you need to open up those blockades by yourself. No one can do that. What is it that is blocking you? What is it that is stopping you? So your body will react accordingly and you will find comfort in it. For example, again, another example, that going to the escalator for me is a difficult task, whereas the escalators are made for our use. And I prefer to go by lift rather than escalator. So whenever I'm in the station, or in my wherever I'm in the airport or in the station, I look out for the lifts, not the escalators. My daughters prefer to take the escalators, but I don't. Because there was a situation which was attached to my mind, though I'm trying a lot to remove it, but it's not going. There was an incident decades ago wherein the escalator had stopped because I was about to fall down for the first time when I stood on the escalator, it gave a jerk and I couldn't take the balance and I dropped down and the full escalator got jumbled up. And that somewhere has made a deep impact in my mind. So these small situations, small things you need to remove. That was only one such situation. Not every time it's not going to happen. So these, we have to do it. If we cannot do, nobody can come and tell us that escalators are good. We know that. Yes or no? But why don't I go by that? I never tell anyone that don't go, you will be in an accident or you will face the accident trauma. No, that was my situation wherein I couldn't control my balance. And as a result, the escalator stopped. It was a very dangerous thing where the airport authorities had to come. My full dress wardrobe went inside in that escalators. So it was long back, decades ago. But still, that impact of my daughter just about to go inside, it was a thorough, serious impact which had made a deep connectivity in my mind. And as a result, I keep on gaping or looking at the escalator for hours, but I don't step into it till dates. I look into it that, oh, it's a very easy thing. I try to tell myself, oh, it's a very easy thing. But again, I cannot step into it till date. I don't get up in the escalator. So, what is your body doing? What your mind is telling you? That story was somewhere impacted. So, try to remove all these hurdles, all these barriers in your mind. When I came to a big city, people from the small town said, what will you do in a big town? But today, here I am with so many students impacting them. Not only students, even the teachers, they have been impacted because I never let my mind go down that I am from a small town. So this small town remains a small town only when you make it remain. You need to make your mind completely open, agile, far wide. Let everything get into it, everything new be welcomed by you. So then you can accept everything. I did it. I proved it. Now today, where the people, those who have told me from the small town that you will not be able to do anything, they are just telling, yes, you are rocking. You can do it. And you have proved yourself. I have made an impact in around more than 3,000 students. They still wait for one lecture of mine, that when will I come and take that lecture for them? Even the teachers, they want to attend my sessions. So that is what I have gained. This did not make me fall down in my thoughts that I'm from a small town. I came from a small town and made my impact in the big town, in the big city, in the metropolitan city, and established myself. So these are in your mind. If you want to make a holistic development of your body, if the holistic overall change, you need to have all these changes going through it completely. And this will completely make this process a very important and a change worthy process completely. So you need to shift your thinking. You need to tell the story which we tell ourselves, because it can trigger a body, which I told you just now about myself, or it can make you freeze that points. So in this two situation, I'm still trying, it's on the process, because it has already frozen my those activated cells. But look at the other cells where people have tried to demotivate me. But in my mind, I did not let it happen. I just took a flight from it. I fought for the situation and I took a flight very nicely. And today I am here in this position. If you have ever imagined a potential conflict in your mind and rehashed into a stressful situation, or ruminated about a possible fear of coming true, you probably unintentionally stirred up all your, you needed to shift your thinking right now. Telling ourselves all the time, I just can't make it through this. See, which I tell in my situation, in when for climbing the escalator. So this words you should never say. I'm so overwhelmed with this, is completely normal, but it may contribute to unnecessary activation of your stress hormones. We all have the habit of how to engage with stress, and learning yours can help you where you might have choices in thinking or behaving in a more helpful way. So basically, I work more than what is required till 2 o'clock in the morning till 2 a.m. I'm working 2 to 3 a.m. and again I am out for work. So it's basically a sleep of around 2 to 3 hours. So my teachers, mostly all the time, they ask me, how do you do it? I just can't make it like this as you are doing. So I just tell them that do the things which makes you happy. Concentrate on the things, of course, not every day. See that your body gets rest. That is the scientific way of giving your body stress, but you will never fall sick if you are sometimes into that extra workload. But if you take that work as a stress factor and you're doing it because you have a target to be completed, then you might fall sick, surely. Why are the people not able to sleep at night? Why are they suffering from sleeplessness? Because they take a lot of tension prior their sleep. What do they keep on thinking? They keep on thinking that maybe the sleep is going to be making me, I have to get ready for sleep. I have seen many people before going to sleep, they are taking so much of tension. Today my time has exceeded, so I'm not going to sleep. I will not be able to sleep. Today there is a lot of noise. Today I'm going to break my sleep. So when your mind is taking this stress, then obviously your sleep is going to be affected. But rather than that, you just take it in a normal way. You are going to sleep every day as you go to sleep. So go to sleep as it is. Don't ponder much. Just think about it that yes, we are going to sleep today. It's a normal thing. So we will do it properly. So I feel then you will be able to sleep. Or probably you can hear a song which will make your mind. Take out a book, a storybook, which gives you a lot of happiness, or it soothes your mind and your brain, and or maybe a painting, a drawing, or something like that. Nowadays it is readily available in all the social media. So take out, just see that, and then after seeing that, you go to sleep. Your body will also be connected, and it will secrete that oxytocin which is there, and as a result lull you back to sleep. So the explaining the body mind connection, it's a big topic. You have to be very, very focused about this mind body connection. Without being focused about what is this mind body connection, it is completely difficult to understand your moods, your emotion as thoughts and beliefs. So it all this, your moods, emotions, and thoughts and beliefs, these combined factors play a major role in influencing our stress and the physical health. So if you felt, ever felt your stomach tighten up when you were anxious, you have experienced the mind body connection at that moment. When you're in tension situation, you might have felt that. So just you need to understand that it is the stress and physical health which is important. The studies also have done a lot about it, but I didn't want to go today into the technicalities much. I have wanted to share with the help of the practical examples which I have faced and how I have overcome all this, which when I go for my sessions, I too have told my teachers that with this practice, they can make it a successful session. One breakthrough study looked at the impact of the mind body connection on a group of survivors. I myself had visited some cancer homes where a study of participants, have lowered their stress by either practicing mindfulness, meditation, or attending a support group. Very important. You need to attend a support group. A control group did neither. If you had to go to a control group who is telling you do this, do that, don't do this, but rather than you should attend a support group who is supporting each other. I went to such groups where the cancer survivors, their survival period has increased. And remember, I'm telling you from my personal experience. I am not telling the fact that I'm going against the medical terms and terminology. But yes, if you are practicing mindfulness, your survival period also increases. As a result, researchers found that groups that meditated or went into support group had longer, protein complexes at the end of chromosomes, and that had completely made their life prolonged. So this is mainly very, very important. You need to have closed your yoga, sit in posture. So just remember that you need to sit in a proper posture, get connected with your mind and body, calm the body stress response, the immune system, coming down. It is giving you the visualization every day. Meditate for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Those who are having a very, very busy schedule, but still try to meditate. Meditation will open up your other blocks, the blockade of your mind, heart, body, and this will uplift you. So this nutrition, of course, is there. What goes to our body is also impacting our mind and mental health. So what we eat has the power to prevent us or to help us reverse from the mental health challenges. For example, we have the SMILES trial, the SMILE missions, when we have demonstrated that the impact of food on our mood, there are specific nutrients which are linked to measurable positive outcomes in mental and emotional well-being also. So 95% of the serotonin, one of the primary hormones involved in mood and emotion regulation, is produced in the gastrointestinal tract. Have you heard of it? That when we are into this connection, body mind connection, there are this primary hormones, which is scientifically proved. Serotonin, which is there, which involved in the mood and emotion regulation. And this is produced in the gastrointestinal tract in our body. Sometimes it is called the second brain or the belly brain, which we call it. The nervous system consists of something around 100 million neurons that are sheathing and embedding it. So the researchers have found out that people with healthy and diverse but microbes are less likely to suffer from anxiety and depression. Furthermore, the studies have also told that both animals and people demonstrate that replacing bad bacteria in the gut with good bacteria can significantly change the mood. So it is basically taken from the sources of the neurotherapies, the gastrointestinal spring test. So we know that our mind body connection is very, very important now. We need to leave physically active and counteract by responding and reducing the stress hormones. Anything that you get counts a lot. So try to get involved in several activities. So I would like to end today's, of course, mind body connection cannot be spoken in just 40 minutes. We can keep on another session also with this mind body, with talking more about the oxytocin release. Just a small poem which I would like to end it up with. Look at the children as they grow, the different life stages they undergo, internal, external changes they show. How wonderful it is to know. For a child to have a healthy body, awareness is must for mommy and daddy. The food he eats in a group of three. Go, glow, grow for him is free. On the do's and don'ts, inform the young on what to do, on what to think. Start everything with a bang. No waste of time, all will sing. When the evil thoughts enter one's mind, just pray to God and one will find. The right weapon is He is alone. He'll protect the brains your children own. Even for a day, once the body is neglected, Strength and alertness surely prevented. Even for a day, once the thoughts are attended, eat and think what is right. Tell the child to do with might a healthy life, an abundant life. A child should have the day and night. This is a small poem from by Christina Liu, which reminds me of the incident that there might be several physical pain, but their pain stops immediately when somebody whom you love comes and holds your arm. When somebody whom you really feel happy is sitting beside you, your pain reduces. Just check it out. You will be experiencing the same. If that person is not beside you, or if that moment is not there with you, your pain increases. Why does it happen? Why does it happen that your mind reacts in a different way when the person whom you really love is beside you? Your pain is reduced. Your mind gets soothed. Is that medicine? Is that how you heal? Yes, it is. You need to comfort your mind. Then your body automatically gets all the healing elements. Try it. Sit with the people whom you like. Avoid the people who gives you negative effects. Then you will enjoy your life. The longevity, the youthfulness of your life will come back. The smile will be a natural smile. You will not have to hold back your emotions. You can just be yourself. You need not hide your feelings. Just be with the right person. Just be with your group of people who really comforts you, who really gives you that happiness. Not for moments, just for few seconds. It should be a long moment of happiness. Whom you trust, whom you believe, they will really soothe you. Just imagine if you're in a hospital, if you go to a hospital and the person, if you're sick, forget about hospital. If you're sick, many a times you might have seen that if your mother is there beside you, you just feel the pain little less. If your father is there beside you, you feel the pain reduced. You don't feel your pain because they have taken your pain from you to them. The pain really, but once they are shifted, they move away, the pain again comes back. Why is it? Ask yourself and reply me any comments. In with the comments, I would be ready to answer all the comments in the comment section. I would love to see more and more comments because mind body connection is a very, very vast topic. And there are still researches going on with the medicine, with the molecules which the brain emits and which our body reacts. So the scientists are on the verge, they are finding out, but yoga is the best solution to get your mind body connect, because what your mind thinks, that your body does. If your mind thinks you can do it, you can say it, you will be able to say it. But if your mind thinks no, 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 I can't do it today, then you will never be able to do it. So get your mind and your body connected. So you need to have a complete meditation. Yoga is the best way to go with it. So thank you very much for today joining me here from IIU. I would like to thank Mr. Piyush Pandit for giving me this platform and sharing knowledge. Yes, I would love to soon join in again and share more knowledge on this topic, because sharing is gaining, and that gives again soothing effect in the mind. So what soothes you, you should do it. Thank you, all of you. Bye bye from now. But do put in your comments so that I can get back and reply your comments at the earliest. Thank you so much.